please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Alright, that was Sanket Upadhyay getting us that special broadcast of the big debate from the ground there. You'll see much more of that in the coming weeks as well. Hello and good evening to India 360 at a brand new time on CNN News 18. I'm Arunodaya Mukherjee. All the happenings of the day in the next 30 minutes without any noise. Let's get you the big headlines we're tracking. Did Budget 2018 cheat Andhra Pradesh as claimed by the Telugu Desam party? A member of parliament says even Bahubali made way more money than the state. Rahul Gandhi keeps up the heat on the government over the Rafale deal. Arun Jaitley retorts, saying the Congress is just trying to take the focus off its own corruption cases. Focusing on physical priorities, 9 big food companies decide to not advertise products with high fat or sugar on cartoon channels. And this is what we call wailing over waffles. Why a kid's tantrum went viral on social media. All of that coming up over the next 30 minutes right here on India 360. But first, CNN News 18 has accessed 3 exclusive videos showing how dreaded Lashkar-E-Toiba terrorist Abu Hanzula escaped from police custody. 3 videos with CNN News 18 show how Hanzula orchestrated the attack at the SMHS hospital in Srinagar. The first video shows Hanzula coming out of jail and getting ready to go to the hospital. Significantly, he went through a thorough security check, which means he did not have any weapons on him. In the second video, Hanzula, while escorted by cops, is being discreetly followed by 2 alleged Lashkar operatives, leading to the attack. The third clip shows the chaos seconds after the attack, where Hanzula and his aides are seen escaping in the chaos. As investigations gather steam, this photo circulated on social media showing Hanzula now with Hizbul commander Saddam Paddar in Shopian. The police have arrested 10 people so far and are hot on the trail of Hanzula. And the Jammu and Kashmir police paraded the captured militants before the media today as they explained why they didn't fire during the Lashkar militants' escape at the Srinagar hospital.
Were they talking to Pakistan also, some other people apart from...
Yet to be investigated.
Lashkar is, it's short of leadership now. Most of the leaders have been killed, 3 or 4 commanders this year only. He's the one who will be taking that top slot.
Maybe he takes the top slot. So prior to his apprehension, he was active in South Kashmir.
Andhra Pradesh experienced a Bahubali shutdown today to protest the funds allotted to it in the Modi government's 2018 budget. Andhra Pradesh Member of Parliament Jaydev Galla in fact said that funds the centre had given Andhra Pradesh was less than what the blockbuster film Bahubali had made.
1800 crores is what the government has given to Andhra Pradesh, specifically to Andhra Pradesh in the budget. And the Bahubali collection is more than that. So what is there to explain?
While in Delhi, TDP members of parliament protested outside parliament to make their point, in Andhra Pradesh, schools and colleges were shut across the state. The bandh was led by left parties, but all parties except the BJP backed the silent protest. Government buses stayed off the roads after Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu made his displeasure with the Modi government's budget clear. Another BJP ally, Pawan Kalyan's Jana Sena, also spoke out.
It should be a political battle and there are enough democratic institutions out there. If everything fails, then I'll take it to the street.
Andhra Pradesh's confrontation with the central government has already been given epic overtones. But will the government rethink what Andhra Pradesh is portraying as a Bahubali blow? From one epic to another, it's turning into a new Mahabharat over Ramayana. This after the Prime Minister and his jibe at the Congress Member of Parliament Renuka Chaudhary in Parliament. A new political storm is brewing in and outside Parliament. Congress members of Parliament have sought an apology from the Prime Minister for this encounter that played out in Parliament on Wednesday.
Aadhaar ka beej yahan hai.
Now I would like to tell everyone, what happened to you? Now if you have some problem, go to the doctor, please.
मेरी आपको प्रार्थना है, रेणुका जी को कुछ मत कीजिए. रामायण सीरियल के बाद ऐसी हंसी सुनने का आज सौभाग्य मिला है.
The Congress party was quick to accuse the Prime Minister of being anti-women.
This is the message given to every roadside Romeo on the road who believes that they can misbehave with women and they'll get away with it because they're seeing it happen in Parliament.
But what now has been turned into a political strategy by the Congress wasn't the original plan. Sources say the demand for an apology from the Congress came only after Renuka Chaudhary was reportedly miffed at the party for not raising the matter.
Congress has objected. Congress has objected very strongly. Pradhan Mantri maafi mange aakar.
As for Renuka Chaudhary, well, it seems she is having the last laugh.
So your laughter won't stop, Renuka ji. You won't stop laughing.
There is no GST on my laughter. My laughter will always ring true.
In more news, a day after the horrific earthquake in Taiwan, which killed at least 8 and injured more than 250, rescue operations are underway to limit losses. Fearing people may be trapped inside, rescue workers and search dogs are probing the perimeter of the deadly earthquake in Hualien. Dozens of people are missing and fear trapped after the magnitude 6.4 quake struck 22 kilometers north of the city. Hundreds of residents whose homes have been destroyed have taken shelter at a local stadium where relief organizations are providing care. The quake also damaged bridges and buckled roads in and around Hualien, a city on the island's northeastern shores. The Sensex broke its 7-day losing streak today, closing 330 points higher at 34,413. The Nifty too looked healthier with a 10,576-point close. The domestic shares were boosted by mostly higher Asian markets, where traders rushed to buy recently beaten down shares. In India, the markets are expected to remain volatile. There is no proposal to ban junk food advertisements on television as per the government. However, 9 major food business operators have decided on their own to not advertise products with high fat on children's channels. Whether the government proposes to impose a ban on the telecast of junk food and cold drinks advertisements is yet to be seen.
9 food business operators, जिसके अंदर कोका कोला, जनरल मिल्स, केलॉग्स, फेरेरो, नेस्ले, मार्स, पेप्सी, हिंदुस्तान लीवर, इन सब ने तय करा है कि बच्चों की जो चैनल्स होती हैं, बच्चों के जो प्रोग्राम होते हैं, उसके ऊपर ये कोई इस तरह के विज्ञापन नहीं देंगे जिनसे बच्चे थोड़े भटक जाएं.
All right, it's going to be hard to watch this, but Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte did it, crushing several fancy cars with a road roller. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte presided over the wrecking of 20 luxury cars to send a strong message to smugglers and tax evaders. Duterte said it was time for smuggling to stop during an event marking the 116th anniversary of the Customs Bureau. A Corvette, an Audi, a BMW, a Mercedes-Benz and a Jaguar were among the cars destroyed. Some were valued as high as $115,000. Duterte said he didn't want the luxury rides to be sold because they could end up in the hands of crime syndicates. The Customs Bureau says many more cars are lined up to be crushed once required legal paperwork is complete. The Customs Bureau seized nearly $3 million in smuggled vehicles in 2017. There's trouble for former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram. Sources say a CBI confidential report was found during raids conducted by the Enforcement Directorate on P. Chidambaram's Joharbagh residence last month. The CBI had submitted this confidential report on Aircel Maxis' scam in a sealed cover to the Supreme Court in 2013. Now, sources in the Enforcement Directorate say the report found was an unsigned copy, which indicates that the report was leaked from the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, Mr. Chidambaram's son, Karti Chidambaram, is currently being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI in connection with that same Aircel Maxis case. The Supreme Court has questioned the flurry of activities around the Taj Mahal, asking why leather and glass factories are coming up around the area all of a sudden. The court has expressed concern to the Uttar Pradesh government. The state has sought time to check and revert to the court. The apex court also sought the vision document regarding the number of saplings planted around the Taj. Tremors over CNN News 18's report in Tamil Nadu a day after we exposed how magic mushrooms are openly peddled in Kodaikanal, a popular tourist destination. The AIADMK government is considering enacting a law to prevent the sale of magic mushrooms. BJP Member of Parliament Subramanian Swamy has said that he will demand a ban on magic mushrooms in Parliament. Taking note of CNN News 18's report, Tamil Nadu's DGP has also asked for a brief of our mega expose. The children of 2 army officials took an unprecedented step by moving the National Human Rights Commission, asking it to protect army personnel's human rights being violated daily by stone pelters. The petition complained that the NHRC was turning a blind eye towards the plight of army personnel who were facing a threat to life daily from stone pelters. This is seldom seen, but Paris turning into a ski resort and the Eiffel Tower dwarfed by unprecedented snowfall. Paris has been hit by exceptionally heavy snow. The Eiffel Tower has closed and public transport has been disrupted. Authorities opened emergency shelters to accommodate stranded commuters. 2,500 emergency services staff have been deployed to restore order as quickly as possible. But not everyone was put off by the snow, with Parisians gathering to ski down Montmartre Hill near the Sacré-Cœur. It's the greatest snowfall in Paris since 1987. Rahul Gandhi is keeping his foot on the Rafale pedal, hinting at government corruption.
कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ दाल में काला है और मोदी जी जवाब नहीं दे रहे हैं. Did you see the Prime Minister in action yesterday? It was clear that the Prime Minister was not interested in answering the fundamental question.
When you find that you were pasted with allegations of corruption all over, and Mr. Modi has run a clean government for the last 4 years, so let us manufacture a crisis.
Please, it means...
Pay as you use. GPS toll may soon be a reality on Indian highways. The National Highways Authority of India is starting a pilot project on the Delhi-Mumbai highway. The one-year project involves implementing a satellite-based electronic toll collection system based on GPS, GSM technology. Around 500 commercial vehicles will be part of this project. Now, the GPS-based e-toll will automatically deduct money from a vehicle account and open the toll gate. If successful, drivers could soon pay only for the distance they travel on a toll road, as against the current practice of paying a fixed toll irrespective of whether they use all or a part of that highway. Among the hurdles, though, that must be first overcome are ensuring adequate internet connectivity and GPS on all vehicles. An upcoming 107,000 square foot museum will feature digital art that visitors can even interact with. Enter a mesmerizing new world. Team Lab is known for producing high-tech interactive installations. Their works combine new technologies, sensors and projections. The Japanese art collective are currently working on their biggest project yet, a 107,000 square feet museum made entirely of digital artworks. Like previous installations, visitors will be fully immersed and able to interact with the works. The new works will respond to light and movement. The museum will open this summer in Tokyo. Now to a shocking case of mob violence that's emerged from Kannur in Kerala. A migrant labourer, reportedly mentally challenged, was brutally assaulted by a group of men over rumours of him being a kidnapper. You can see how the man's pleas for mercy fall on deaf ears, but the violent mob continues to beat him up. They claim that the man got 4 lakh rupees for abducting a child. He was later handed over to the police, but here's the part that needs to be focused upon. The police failed to find any evidence against this man. The National Fisherfolk Forum has urged the Supreme Court Judge D.Y. Chandrachud to withdraw his comment where he compared high decibel arguments in court to a fish market. According to the organization, Justice Chandrachud's remark has disrespected the fishermen community, which had nothing to do with the case being argued. During a hearing on Monday in Judge Loya's death case, a senior advocate, Dushyant Dave as well as Pallav Sisodiya, engaged in a noisy duel, prompting Justice Chandrachud to intervene and say the noise was worse than a fish market. Top US House Democrat Nancy Pelosi made history on Wednesday by delivering the longest address to the chamber in at least 108 years, speaking on for more than 8 hours about protecting young undocumented migrants from deportation. The veteran California Democrat, who turned 78 next month, took the floor at 10:04 in the morning and ended her speech at 6:11 p.m., a full 8 hours and 7 minutes. Coming up next, actress Kangana Ranaut breaks her silence after fringe groups target her next release, Manikarnika. What did she say? All of that and much more ahead on India 360. Stay with us. Yes, you're still with India 360. Actress Kangana Ranaut has denied any objectionable scenes between her character of Rani Lakshmibai and a British officer in her upcoming film, Manikarnika.
कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते जिस तरह की वो बातें बोल रहे हैं, तो आई थिंक उनकी इस बात से ज़्यादा डिफेम हो रहे हैं जिस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं कि उनका कोई ऐसा कुछ प्रेम प्रसंग दिखा रहे हैं। जब ऐसी बातें हैं ही नहीं तो ये पता नहीं ये बेकार की बातें क्यों की जा रही हैं।
Rahul is now my boss too. That was the big statement made by Sonia Gandhi in the Congress Parliamentary Party meet today. She went on to say that winds of change were coming and that they've started preparations for national elections as they could be called earlier. The National Conference and Congress protested in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly over a Kashmiri student being thrashed in Haryana. Mudassir Ahmed was assaulted by a group of locals at Ambala on Wednesday, barely 4 days after 2 students from Rajouri district were beaten up in Haryana. They were reportedly targeted just because they were from Kashmir. The Supreme Court has adjourned the Ayodhya case till the 14th of March, saying the documentation was not complete. Sources close to Sri Ravi Shankar, who was acting as a mediator, tell us that they have reached out to the All India Muslim Personal Law Board with a new redressal formula. The Hindu side insisted that the Ram temple be built on the disputed land. In return, the board can build a mosque on the land that will be allotted to the Nimoy Akhada. Sri Ravi Shankar also held a meeting with Muslim clerics in Bengaluru to discuss the Ayodhya issue. Every third woman in India suffers sexual, physical violence at home. That's the shocking finding of a National Family Health Survey released by the Union Health Ministry. 27% of women have experienced physical violence since the age of 15 in India. And it's worse for women in rural areas as compared to urban areas. 31% of married women have experienced physical, sexual or emotional violence by their spouses. Yet only 14% of them have sought help to end the violence. The other big shocker, many women justify violence at home. 54% of women aged between 40 to 49 supported domestic violence. Authorities in southern China say 8 people have died and 3 are missing in the collapse of a subway line construction site. The collapse took place in Foshan around 8:40 in the evening yesterday, and 9 workers had been rescued. Foshan is in Guangdong province, close to the financial hub of Hong Kong. Footage showed a gaping hole along a major road with at least 8 car lanes. Investigations into the cause of the collapse are still on. The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence arrested a passenger and seized 5 gold bars worth 77 lakh rupees. The accused was intercepted at the Rajamundry station, where he was travelling via the Guwahati-Chennai express train. In 2 days, over 9 kilograms of gold have been seized. According to the DRI Hyderabad zone, a gold smuggling racket is being operated out of Myanmar. The Central Information Commission panel pulled up the Finance Ministry over Vijay Mallya's non-performing assets in a shocking admission. The Finance Ministry has said that it had no record of Vijay Mallya's loans, terming the ministry's response vague and not sustainable as per law. The CIC panel has asked the ministry to direct the RTI query to the public authority that holds all the information regarding Mallya's assets. Ancient artifacts are now revealing exciting new details about the Mayan civilization, and it's all thanks to laser technology. Researchers have identified thousands of undiscovered Mayan structures in Guatemala. Dense sections of the jungle were mapped by special laser-equipped airplanes. The Light Detection and Ranging System, or LiDAR, was used to see through the jungle. The scans revealed an interconnected network of cities containing houses, palaces, fortifications and highways. Marcelo Canuto of the Tulan University said they were discovering more of everything and on a bigger scale, and that in any given area there were more than expected structures, buildings, canals and terraces. Scans showing raised highways suggest that society was more interconnected than previously believed. In total, 60,000 previously unknown structures were found, some of which are buried. Researchers say the new data could mean that the Mayan population was as high as 10 million. Now, there's a Maruti Swift that's making headlines. It's the latest model launched at the Auto Expo today. It starts at 4.99 lakhs. It's the top model that costs 7.96 lakh rupees. Already, it has a 6 to 8 week waiting period. It's available in petrol, diesel and automatic variants. So what's new? Well, more legroom and boot capacity. Also, a plusher cabin and a revamped design as well. If you haven't already, do check it out on our website, news18.com. In a dramatic incident, a 2-month-old Bengal tiger cub was rescued from a parcel intended for shipping in Mexico. Officials reportedly heard noises and called in sniffer dogs who confirmed something alive was inside the box. Mexican authorities say the cub was completely sedated and had no food or water. The cub is now in the custody of Mexico's Department of Natural Resources and Environment. The matter is being investigated. India was the first stop planned for a visit by a special envoy of the Maldivian president, but it could not take place due to scheduling issues of the Indian leadership, as per a statement from the country. Maldivian President Abdullah Yameen has sent special envoys to China, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia and Sri Lanka to brief them about the deepening political crisis in the country, but not India, because they said Sushma Swaraj was in Saudi Arabia and the NEA declined any meetings. India, which is monitoring the situation very closely, said it was disturbed about the ongoing situation. In the murder FIR against army officials over the death of civilians in Shopian, the army major's father has moved the Jammu and Kashmir High Court to quash the FIR. Major Adit's father said the FIR was to attack Indian soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Karamveer Singh filed the petition today saying the executive is arbitrarily exercising its authority to demoralize the army. The major's father sought an independent probe outside the state. 2 civilians, remember, were killed when army personnel fired at a stone-pelting mob last month, triggering protests and prompting Mehbooba Mufti to order an inquiry. A court in Bangladesh sentenced opposition leader Khaleda Zia to 5 years in jail after convicting the 2-time former premier of embezzling money meant for an orphanage. Zia, the leader of opposition and the chief of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, was found guilty of stealing $252,000 from a trust created for an orphanage. She says it's all politically motivated. Zia's son Tariq Rahman, a co-defendant in the case, and 4 of her aides were sentenced to 10 years in jail. Now, has love for food ever driven you to tears? One little girl's meltdown over waffles is going viral.
I just can't stop thinking about waffles.
Well, you had waffles for dinner and you had waffles for breakfast. So we're going to eat something else.
Oh, I can't stop. Why can't I just stop dreaming about waffles?
I don't know. A little ridiculous, baby girl.
All right, all that crying over waffles certainly make me hungry during dinner time. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Zaka Jacob, joining us now on Face Off. Zaka, we always end on this kind of a note. Today it was a baby crying over waffles. What's the hate brigade crying about tonight, Zaka?
Oh, I just get to that in 1 second. I was looking at that kid crying over waffles, the meltdown, and I was thinking, this can't happen in India. You know why? No kid's going to cry over waffles in India.
Why not, Zaka?
Because waffles are not sanskari. That's the day and age that we're living in.
That's the note I'm going to hand it over to you on, Zaka, then.
All right, thanks very much.